Going into our final match of the day between Clan and Kaktuskrumpelz 2000. These are the two teams who proved themselves in the earlier round robin stage of the event. Clan does come in with a one-game advantage in this best of three, so they only need to win one, while their opponents will need to take two games back-to-back. First, let's look at the Clan's loadouts. First off, for Clan, we have the Abyss, piloted by Nietzsche's Mustache. Flamer Mine Launcher, left side. Front Hades, right side. Dual Artemis, their ally. Tux's Revenge, Heavy Carronade Goldfish, piloted by Steamy Noodle. Banshees, flanking either side. Their opponents, Kaktuskrumpelz 2000. We have the Killing Feature, piloted by Finks. This is a squid we've seen many times before. Artemis on the front, Gatling on the left. Not the configuration we're used to. Rear flare gun. Their allies, Dragon's Rage, piloted by ZDN. It is a Hwacha Goldfish. Left side light carronade, right side Gatling gun. Also, I forgot to restart my game to see the part log, so we're once. Actually, let me see if I can do something here. No, that didn't actually fix it. I'm sorry, guys. There's no part log for this match. This is a very annoying bug where the part log just will randomly stop appearing in Spectator until you restart the game. Please send your feedback to Muse at feedback@musegames.com. It does look like the teams have split off. Killing Feature going for the Tux's Revenge. They're going to utilize that Artemis to keep the front gun of the Tux suppressed. And as long as they can do that, as long as they can make sure the Tux's Revenge doesn't get any shots off, they will eventually kill them. The Gatling Artemis will take a while to actually get that kill, which is a bit of a problem. I feel like this Artemis Gatling squid is kind of a cheeky build, because at any point, if one of your like two of your Artemis shots miss, and you don't get to disable on the front gun of the Goldfish, like they're just gonna knock out your balloon, and you're kind of going to be back to square one. It's going to take you so long to kill anything. At the same time, Dragon's Rage and Abyss are going at it. Dragon's Rage, it looks like connected with a solid Hwacha. You see most of the guns on the Red Junker have been disabled. I'm sure they're going to be trying to rebuild those very quickly. Killing Feature going to be targeting Tux's Revenge, continuing to try to keep that Heavy Carronade disabled. Heavy Carronade is such a powerful weapon, they do not want to start losing their balloon, and you see Tux's Revenge managing to squeak out one Karo shot. And even a single Karo shot, even if you don't get the balloon disable, it's very annoying to put damage on your balloon. Tux's Revenge, armor going down, Artemis shots coming out. With the next, if they can time one more art shot after an armor breaks, it will be able to finish off the Tux's Revenge. And Tux's Revenge realizing that he's trying to stay low, he's trying to back up, he's trying to stay out of the Gatling range. As long as he keeps his whole armor up, he should be fine. But unfortunately, this is the edge of the map. You can see my camera kind of getting stuck. Nowhere left to run, so if we see an armor break here, in the meantime, Abyss, Dragon's Rage kind of going at it in the background. Nobody doing any real damage. But Dragon's Rage preventing the Abyss from going to help his ally. Interestingly enough, Killing Feature has decided to leave the Goldfish. This means the Heavy Carronade of the they've left the Tux's Revenge, the agency to rebuild their front gun. That means balloons are going to start being popped for blue team. I'm not quite sure for this... oh, mine coming out. Not quite sure about this decision. I guess they just felt they were taking too long to finish off the goldfish. Like, it didn't seem like their ally was particularly in need of help. And they could have kept the Revenge locked down for really as long as they wanted. And I mean, and since they've done that, now Tux's Revenge is going to have the opportunity to take down Killing Feature's balloon. But Killing Feature does manage to secure the kill on the Junker, so nonetheless, they've set up a situation where they're going to be able to secure the second point for Kaktuskrumpelz. Yeah. I still think that was a dangerous decision by Finks, but in the end it worked out. And on the Abyss, the gunners on the Abyss, I believe it is Tixplixie on that front Hades. And of course Sparkler Fish, a monster on the mine launcher. We've seen her in previous Clan matches. She loves that mine launcher. So red team has decided they've spawned in fairly close here. I assume Killing Feature is going to try to target the Tux's Revenge. That Artemis is pretty good against both the red ships. So if they decide to split fire, they could also disable the Abyss's guns. A little dangerous here moving into close range against the Abyss. If we see potentially a locked mine, this could start going pretty bad for the Killing Feature. That flamethrower also, I imagine, is pretty annoying. Gatling going to break the armor. We're going to see some... Abyss already taking a lot of damage. I'm not sure if like my brain just shut down for a moment, but I'm not sure how they took all that damage. Maybe they took a Watcher barrage at some point. It does look like Dragon's Rage are going to stay back to finish off the Abyss, or attempt to finish off the Abyss. They are very low, but they do have full armor value. Killing Feature going to move forward as well. Utilize that Gatling gun to get the armor break. Yeah, Gatling going to be enough to finish off the Junker with the armor break. Watch it coming out. Kaktuskrumpelz doing a very good job utilizing their high mobility. They're passing targets back and forth. They're not confusing the red team, but it's they're making it very difficult for either the Abyss or Tux's Revenge to effectively focus down one of their ships. Because anytime like one of the fights starts going badly, like for the Squid, say, they just pass their target on to their ally. And considering both these blue ships are very disruptive, you know, between the Artemis and the Hwacha, really either of these ships can fight either of the opposing ships, as long as they're able to get the gun disables. It's more or less the same. Killing Feature going to be ducking down below the Abyss. I would like to see some mines here to prevent them from getting away, although with the balloon going down, they don't necessarily need it. Dragon's Rage might be able to get a ram here. No, not quite enough. Abyss with full armor value and enough balloon to scoot out of the way so they don't get insta-jibbed. And Clan has managed to push the blue team out of their spawn zone, giving them a little bit of room to breathe. One thing I am noticing by red team, I feel like the Abyss's close range side has been a little weak this game. We haven't been seeing a lot of mines. Mine launcher, it's a fairly difficult gun, and also it's not the fastest turning gun. So when you're faced with disruptive fire that damages it, like Artemis and Watcha, it can be very difficult to, and also because it relies on such perfect shots, it can be difficult to get good mines out when you're constantly rebuilding your gun and having to fire it when it's not at full health. So that might be what's coming into effect here, why we're not seeing very many mines. This is also, mine launcher not extremely effective on these very wide open maps, because your target's going to have a lot of movement options. And it's difficult to kind of, it's more difficult to cage them, and also to like lock them against terrain. So the teams have just as they just kind of want to get, almost want to kind of get this over with. It seems just kind of charging at each other as soon as they have visibility. Dragon's Rage using that left side carronade, trying to disable the Tux's Revenge's heavy carronade. Unable to do so. Tux's Revenge going to be taking a Hwacha barrage and losing their front gun. At the same time, the killing feature and the Abyss are dueling it out at the height ceiling. Killing Fish doing a good job flanking the Abyss, staying on their weak side. Those Artemis not super effective at close range. Gatling coming out. Like, the Junker's not too bad at flanking either, but a Squid a little better, and as long as they can keep maintaining this, they will eventually get the kill. But it looks like they've taken this opportunity to drop down. They want to double team the Tux's Revenge. And that's what I was talking about earlier, how they can so easily change their formation and dual focus one of these ships or pass them back and forth. That is one of the options you get when you have a Squid on your team, is they can focus whoever needs to be focused. And now that the Goldfishes have been finished off, the Junker's just sitting out here, and they're free to move in and pick up that 5th and final kill. And it's going to be tough. They're really going to have to tank if they want to stay alive. which they're unable to do. That means Kaktuskrumpelz winning the first game of this set, putting this tournament down to one final game. This absolutely could go either way. Even though it looked like, based on the round robin, Clan had been moving through this tournament very decisively. Kaktuskrumpelz fighting back in the finals. Going into the final game of the final set of Sunday Community Skirmish number 71 between Clan and Kaktuskrumpelz 2000. It all comes down to this. Whoever takes this game will take the tournament, and it's going to be on Duel at Dawn. First off, for Clan, we have the apt get victory, piloted by Steamy Noodle. Left side we have Hades Banshee, front Banshee, right side Banshee Mine Launcher. This man loves Banshees. For their ally, the Abyss, Nietzsche's Mustache piloting. We have left side Banshee Gatling, front light Carronade, right side Banshee Mine Launcher. A lot of Banshees between these two ships. It does look like Dragon's Rage. Going to be a Hwacha Fish piloted by Hesidian, light Carronade on the left, right Gatling gun. And for the killing feature of the Squid, we have light Carronade Banshee for Finks, opting to swap out that Artemis for the light Carronade. So with all these banshees happening, Banshee's kind of a weird weapon as the killing feature goes down, apparently. And it's not the strongest weapon in the game, but it has certain properties that make it make it different from other games. It has, I believe, it has a secondary fire damage, which is very effective against a balloon of targets. So despite the fact that it is kind of a weak and explosive weapon, that secondary fire modifier, in large numbers of banshees, it can take down balloons pretty quickly, and that's what you're seeing from the Abyss here, or against the Abyss here. And it's one of those things that you really don't expect. Like, you don't expect the unassuming banshee to take out your balloon. And then once it does, every time you rebuild the balloon, it goes down again. Like, there's almost no way to keep a balloon up under once it goes down the first time. It's basically down again, because either you chem spray it to prevent the fire stacks from building up, in which case the fire modifier will take it out anyways, even though it's not actually setting any fires, just like the direct damage will take down the heavily damaged balloon, the post rebuild balloon. Or you mallet it, in which case it just gets hit by a million banshees and builds up like 10 stacks of fire instantly. And I imagine that's the strategy between the immense number of banshees between these two junkers. Oh, mines coming out, hitting the Dragon's Rage. Both these junkers do have mine launchers on the right as well. So that's something to definitely factor in with some good mines. A good mine can turn the tide of any fight. And we see one coming out here, about to hit the Dragon's Rage, taking out their hull armor. They're going to bounce against the terrain, and with the Banshees, Goldfish going to go down. That was a beautiful mine from Sparklerfish. I had to double check which junker was which. And now the squid probably has to disengage. You know, they still have a lead. It's 2 points to 1. They don't need to press their luck necessarily. They're just gonna back out. Wait for their ally to respawn. So the one thing that I want to address, something that someone in the chat brought up, Princess Tutu. This map, the way the spawns used to work, it used to be kind of a, as he describes it, a free-for-all. Most of the maps in this game, the spawns are segmented to sides, with one side being blue side, one side being red side, and you can only spawn at the spawn points on your respective side of the map. And the way Duel at Dawn used to be is that there were 4 spawn points, and you could spawn anywhere. So either team could spawn either side and get that close range ambush. But apparently they've changed Duel at Dawn in a recent patch, so that the map is actually split between blue and red, and that's something that's new specifically for Duel at Dawn. And it definitely adds a new, different dynamic to this map. Like, considering it's so small, I imagine that means that the duel is going to lend itself to a little more spawn camping, perhaps, as Merge World does take down the app to get victory. Getting a little bit of lag here. Yeah, this is a, oh boy, this is a slaughter. Really, between these two games, I feel like Kaktuskrumpelz has really found the team composition that they want to be using. This Squid Goldfish is working extremely well for them. They're able to consistently outmaneuver the Junkers, and like the decision to bring the Banshees, I was talking about its benefits earlier, but the downside is the Banshee doesn't get very fast kills. So in these very quick, volatile matches. The Banshee does not have enough time to build up its disruptive fire damage to damage the balloon. It takes a while for the Banshee to really come into effect. Alright, so Emerged World has charged forward. He's going to go for a flank. Dragon's Rage coming in. Not the best watch. Abyss doing a good job dodging down, sending most of that into the balloon. Oh, Mine coming out on the Dragon's Rage. Emerged World realizing he needs to come help his ally. He's going to leave Apt to get stranded a little bit higher up near the flight ceiling, allowing them to dual team the Abyss, but Apt to get victory still might be able to pick up the kill on the Dragon's Rage with those Banshees. Ooh, Mine coming out. I'm surprised that Mine didn't kill them. Must have just rebuilt their hull armor in time. And Apt get victory, splitting their fire, putting a little bit of damage on the Emerged World. Both these blue ships now are heavily damaged, and Abyss is able to finish off the blue goldfish. So now they finally have a good advantage. The more damage the blue ships are, the more effective those Banshees are going to be. Because, you know, it's one of the weaker weapons, but it's very fast, and it also has good arcs. So the closer the enemy ship gets to death, the higher Abyss hitting one of their own mines, the higher likelihood they are to actually be able to get the kill with just a couple Banshee shots. Because Banshees are actually pretty good at taking down hull armor as well, because of that fire modifier. And they have decent range, which is what you're seeing here. So red team has taken a high center position in the middle of duel. They've got good visibility. They've got good angles to utilize the Banshees on both ships. Watch it coming out. Fully disabling the Abyss, taking out their balloon as well, with a ram finishing it off. And you also saw a mine hit in the middle of that, but not doing too much to the Dragon's Rage. Gatling coming out on the Abyss. Carronade from the Emerged World taking down the Abyss's balloon. Hull armor about to burn down as well. Oh, this is a bad place for them to drop. If they lose their balloon here, they are toast. Oh man, this man's about to be buttered on both sides. Oh, trying so hard to keep the balloon up. They do have a 50% perma-hull. They're popping that drogue chute, trying to stay in the air. I think the hull armor is gonna burn down. If they lose their balloon again, that's gonna be it. This is a bad place to be. Oh man, they're not going to be able to escape from this. And that means, with the second game going to Kaktuskrumpelz, they are going to be your Sunday Community Skirmish number 71 champion. You know, not doing so hot in the groups in the round robin stage, but bringing it back in this finals match when it really counts. 2 fairly decisive games from Kaktuskrumpelz. Congratulations to them.